Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here, and today I wanted to share with you guys two monsters from the ShapeShifters promo. And not just any two monsters, two cheap monsters from the ShapeShifters promo. So first let me show you guys the team that I'm building to play with. We're going to have almost a completely new team. I'm really excited to play with these guys. It's a lot of players I like in real football, so I think this will be a lot of fun. First, I'm really excited to play with this Alessandro Florenzi winter refresh card. This card looks like a monster. He has really high agility, which is something I loved about Nelson Semedo. See here, 91 agility, but he has much better passing than Semedo, so I think that's going to help out a lot. Wing play is so important, so if you can have a fullback that can make those passes up the wing, it helps out so much. And he still has decent defending and physical stats. Strength is a little low, but his aggression is a little high, so I think he's going to be an absolute monster for us. And we're going to link him with this 89 Politano, and I'm still working on finishing him. I only need to win one more game with the 11 Serie A players, and I need one more assist from a cross, so we're almost have this 89 Politano. I did the Mkhitaryan SBC. I've really enjoyed playing with him. We've brought Lautaro back into the team. He was our striker from our very first weekend league on Christmas to Glory. Now, the one good thing is he was an 86 before, but after winter refresh, he's now an 87, so it makes him a little bit stronger of a card. I love playing with this one. It's a really strong card. We still have our Essien. He's a holdover. I have Nangolan, who was new. I'm excited to play with him. I like the way Nangolan plays. He's just kind of like that monster on the pitch. He does everything really well. And we're back to Sergio Ramos, Ferland Mendy, and Marc-Andre Ter Stegen. Now, let me talk to you about the monsters that are just absolutely epic in game. First off is this Geoffrey Kondogbia center back card. Now, we were looking at him when we kind of looked at the Shapeshifters team, thought he would be a monster, but I hadn't played with him at that point that we were first talking about him. But I was able to get him in game, and I'll just tell you what happened. I was playing with a back line of Juan Jesus and Luis Felipe from Serie A, both Brazilian. It was the Juan Jesus road to the finals and the Luis Felipe Future Stars card. And those two cards are absolutely monsters. Now, if you could play with them and have a good goalkeeper, they would be absolutely amazing. The problem is that in our first few games of Weekend League, I played with second in form Donnarumma, who was absolutely terrible for me. Then I switched to in form Handanovic, who was absolutely terrible for me. So since both of them are Brazilian, I then picked Allison as my keeper, who was absolute garbage for me. So I just ended up having to go back to Ter Stegen. I kind of made a team just to get by. I didn't have Florenzi for that. I didn't have this Mertens or Nangolan or anybody else. I was still playing with like my Ben Yedder and Ikone, and I think I brought in Kalu. So pretty much none of these other players I had, but I did play most of a weekend league with Kondogbia, and he is an absolute physical monster out there. He's 6'2", and like take a look at these stats. His pace is still really strong, so he'd be 88 acceleration, 92 sprint speed, and I definitely recommend a shadow on him. I think that's very important to put the shadow on him because look at his physical stats. He's already 97 strength and 90 aggression. So he's already just a physical monster out there. But then when you put the shadow on him, makes his interceptions 95, defensive awareness 93, and his tackling is also really strong. But what I like the most about him, that even though he's big and strong, his agility is 75, so he's still able to twist and turn with the ball. And when he gets the ball in space or he needs to make a move, he's not a liability. Most center backs in the game, like someone like Longley, when they're on the ball, they just feel like big trucks, and you're just trying to get rid of the ball as quick as you can. With Kondogbia, you can take a few touches with the ball. You don't just have to panic with it. He's going to be able to control the ball, take a touch. If he needs to dribble around a second, he can, and then he can pass the ball out. And one place where it has really helped out is on corners. Sometimes, usually on your corners, your center backs are coming forward trying to get on the ball, and a lot of times it'll end up on the center back's feet, and generally that just ends up in a loss of possession. But if it gets on Kondogbia's feet, you can take a touch, you can dribble with it, you can try to get it back out, and you can kind of keep that possession from the corner. So that is something that's paid off for me as well. And I think he got an assist or had a couple where he ended up maybe didn't get the assist, but he led to the goal by controlling the ball at his feet and not losing it immediately. So I would highly recommend this Kondogbia. And I did some looking on Footbin for total in-game stats from La Liga center backs. The two highest in-game stats from La Liga is this Sergio Ramos 91 and this Kondogbia 87. Ramos has total in-game stats of 2,345. Kondogbia has 2,312. And the next closest one that is not Sergio Ramos is Yedder Militao's Road to the Finals card with 2,169. So almost 150 points back. And in-game stats is calculated if you just add up every single one of these stats. So it kind of gives you an idea of a player that's going to do kind of everything well. So sometimes you'll have a player that's maybe 2,100 and maybe they have really high pace or really high shooting or something like that, but the other stats may not be quite as high. But with this Kondogbia, his stats are really high everywhere, and it pays off when it shows with those total in-game stats. So highly recommend him. Now, the other thing about him, I bought them for 135,000 coins. When I bought them, I knew I would take a loss because I bought them during Weekend League. And when new cards come out, they're going to be a little bit higher already. And they don't really come down until after Weekend League because, some people are going to want to play with them. I just wanted to go ahead and play with them. I knew I was going to take a loss. Let's see what he's going for on the market. Last I looked, he was right around 100,000 coins. I don't know if he's come down from there. Here's where I was looking up Mertens, the other one that we're going to take a look at. But let's look up Kondogbia. And the one good thing about the shapeshifters is you can actually sort them the way you want. I can just make his position center back, so I don't have to worry about any other special cards. It's not as important on Kondogbia, but on a player like Mertens, it makes it really nice. So let's just make, I don't even need to mess with the min price. Let's see if he's under 100 yet. So yeah, he is. Yeah, there's a ton of them under 100. So for that price, it's absolutely amazing. What about under 96? Not quite that low yet. So 99. So it looks like there's a ton of them out there for right around 100. You could probably bid them a little bit under that, and I'm sure you could snipe them. I just saw one there at the very end for 99,500. But definitely also factor in your price. You're going to want to put a shadow on him. He's probably so new that you're not going to get a good deal buying him with a shadow. A lot of times if you buy a player with an expensive chem style on him already, you can save some coins versus buying the player then buying the chem style. But where this is a newer player, so see, even for 120,000 coins, there's not one out there with a shadow. So either that part of that tells me though that people didn't buy them and want to immediately sell them. Sometimes you see that happen. So that's telling me people are liking playing with them, because if you buy them and put a shadow on them and you hated them, you would just sell them immediately. So that kind of tells me that people are liking playing with them as well. So they're the cheapest one with a shadow. Let's see. I see 124. So you're going to be better off buying them for that 99, 100,000 range and then buying a shadow. Now, as far as price, wait until Weekend League rewards are out, because, we've got Weekend League coming up soon already. So you might as well just wait for that. And I would say you could probably get him in that 90,000 coin range if you really try to snipe him. And what he should come back up a little bit once he's out of packs. He may not come back up to that 135,000 coins that I paid for him, but he may come up close to that neighborhood. I think he's a really monster card. He's really strong, does a lot of things really well. The only downside to him, he's a slightly hard to link, just where he's not with the greatest of clubs for link purposes, but now we do have that Florenzi who gives him a green link. But he basically needs to be surrounded by La Liga players or icons. It's hard to do a hybrid with them, where Ramos, you could have Ramos and Varane, Ramos and Ferland Mendy, Ramos and Marcelo, Ramos and even Carvajal if you want to. But Kondogbia, you're a little limited in what you can do, but it is nice that Florenzi is out there to give us a green link. I don't need that green link right at this moment, but I just thought it'd be fun to play with the Florenzi, and it does give you some opportunities out there. Now, the other shapeshifter monster that I've been playing with is a card I've loved all year, and I can't believe how cheap this one is relative to a lot of his other special cards. It's this 90 rated Dries Mertens. Now, I understand he's a left wing. Now, left wing is what his base is. I've adjusted him to left mid for this formation. But just look at these stats for this Mertens. 98 acceleration. And then what I really want you to focus on is the dribbling, which is probably the most important thing this year in FIFA. 99 agility, 97 balance, and just top-notch dribbling stats top to bottom. So just absolutely amazing, amazing card. He plays super strong in game. He holds the ball at his feet. And for the price, and then it works perfect where he has good pace, good dribbling. So I put a dead eye on him. Look what that makes his shooting. 99 attack positioning, 99 finishing, 93 shot power, passing, 99 vision, 89 crossing, 89 free kick accuracy. That's fine. 98 short passing, 93 curve. So this card is an absolute monster. The downside to this card, or the only downside for me, is his stamina. It's only 78 stamina, so I do find I need to sub him off at times. He's still, where he has all that epic dribbling, he still does fine for me once he is a little worn out. He's not that type of player where the only thing he can do is just blow by people. He's not like a Daniel James or an Adama where all you want him to do is just run, run, run. He's someone that's going to hold the ball, dribble the ball, and even if he's at zero stamina, he can still kind of control the ball, get free for a shot, and break it loose. For what I pay for him, I did buy him after Weekend League, so he's probably not a whole lot down from this. He may be a little bit cheaper, but I wanted to play with him a little bit. He was at 204,000 coins. So let's see what this Mertens is going for now. I think last I looked, he was a little bit under 200, but let's double check this Mertens. So Mertens, and take shadow off, and let's make it left wing. And let's just see if there's anything out there for, let's say, 190. So nothing out there for 190. There is at the 200. Oh, so there's only two. There's one for 197,000 coins, and he's another one. I did buy him. I bought him after Weekend League, so he's not going to go down as much as that Kondogbia did from where I bought him from. But I would say you could probably snipe him in that 185, 190 range once Weekend League rewards are out. So I would super, super, super highly, highly, highly recommend this Dries Mertens. The other potential downside for Mertens is he's maybe slightly hard to link with what some of the meta players are. But what I'm doing, there's a couple ways you can go about it. There is, excuse me, there's a Scream Lorenzo Insigne card that is an absolute monster of a card. There's an Allen, and Allen has numerous special cards. If I did not have SEN, I would go with Allen, but I needed a more of an attacking mid, so that's why I decided to go with Nainggolan. And Nainggolan's one of my favorite players. Seems like I'm kind of gravitating towards a lot of my players that I actually like for real football. So Florenzi, I really like in real football. Mertens, I love. I've always liked watching him play. I've always been kind of drawn to a lot of the Belgian players, so I like Nainggolan a lot. I like Hazard a lot. I like De Bruyne a lot. I don't love Lukaku. I think the reason I don't like Lukaku as much is I'm a big Zlatan fan, and then Zlatan got hurt at Man U, and we had that really bad injury. He was doing really well, and then he got hurt at Man U. And then the next year, while he was recovering, they brought in Lukaku, so it's kind of replaced Zlatan. But that's just a story for a whole different day. But I seem to be drawn to a lot of the Belgian players, so it's fun when you can play with players you actually like in real football. So it'll be kind of cool. Nainggolan wasn't even on the last Belgian team, but I've always liked his attitude, the way he plays, and that build. He's just fun to play with. So, anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up the video. Let me know any shapeshifters you've played with that you've liked. Let me know if you're going to test any of these guys out. Leave me any comments down below. Make sure to give me a big thumbs up if you like the video. Follow me, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, follow me everywhere. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.